Tokyo Reds. We are Liverpool fans based in the rising sun. Today we are in Omotesando, in a very famous kind of shopping area called Cat Alley. Why it's called Cat Alley, I have no idea. Do you know?
No.
There you go. Ever the informational bunch. Just doesn't even make any sense. But yeah, here we are, and we're going to talk about the Stoke game. So let's just get straight to it. Yeah, so obviously we won 4-1. Big result, right? Especially after the Chelsea game. But how big of a result do you think it is at this point of the season?
I think it's a massive result. Every match that we're winning right now, I feel like they're all huge. They're so crucial. And as you say, Chelsea, they've won 12 straight. We need to keep on their coattails. And yeah, it was a massive win in so many ways. Not just the fact that we won, the fact that we came back and we really put them out of sight. But
yeah, it was convincing, wasn't it? I mean, well, maybe not at the beginning, but it got more convincing as we went on. So let's obviously start about the game, to talk about the game. So the first half, kind of a lackluster start for Liverpool. Like a few wayward shots from Henderson, I think. You know, he gets close, but obviously no cigar. And then, obviously, let's just start with the goals, to be honest with you. So the first goal, kind of like it gets cleared, right? So it comes out to Mane. Mane chests it down, but I don't think he sees, is it Peterson? I think it is. Or I've written his name down, but I'm going to call him Peterson. But yeah, he doesn't see him, and for me, I felt like there was just a lapse of concentration from a few players, and then maybe there's no communication between him and Klein because they don't close him down properly. Like one backs off, then the other backs off. So, and then it crosses in, and Walters headers it. So do you agree? Do you think it was kind of like, a lapse of concentration, or do you think there was something else? Do you still pissed or something? Or
I'll start off and I'll credit where it's due. In fairness to Stoke, they caught us off guard. It was a good cross, and Walters, boyhood Everton fan, so he was probably loving the first 12 minutes. But in fairness to him, it was a really good header. I thought he took it really well. But I mean, I was watching live, and Carragher was saying actually Mignolet could have done better. I've played in goal a couple of times. It's not my main position, but keepers shouldn't get beat at their near post. That would be my one main criticism.
Yeah, that's what I was going to come on to. Like, Mignolet, he gets his hand to it, but he's just kind of caught out of position. He's standing in the middle of the goal, isn't he? And it's one of them, like the angle that Walters is in, there's not really anywhere else he can go. I mean, he does well to get his hand to it, but there are question marks over positioning, but there are question marks over the goalkeepers, aren't there? So, yeah, it was unfortunate, but yeah, I think it was kind of a team effort as well. There was just nobody really closes down anyone properly, and it's a good goal. It is a good goal.
I mean, I'd throw in there, it's a good team effort by Stoke, in fairness, because that's a good team goal for them. But in fairness to us, to be critical on us, all of our players were just that bit off guard. There was misunderstanding. We could have done better as well.
Yeah, that's what seems to be like one of our main problems, is that we can't really build momentum fast enough. So we'll start the game really like sluggish and like sloppy, and that's how we seem to concede these like easily,
avoidable goals.
Exactly, yeah, easily avoidable goals. But yeah, so after that, Stoke almost score again.
Yeah.
Or good old Joe. He has a pretty good shot on him. To be fair, Mignolet does well. He saves it, and he stopped us there from going 2-0 down. Could have been a bit of a different story if we go 2-0 down. But then we go on to the first goal. Yep. So the first goal was the Firmino goal. Is that correct? Lallana, of course. Yes. So Origi has that really good pass, doesn't he, from like the centre circle. So he kicks it out wide to Mane, Mane slots it back in. Lallana kind of plays a 1-2 of himself.
Glenn Johnson.
Exactly, yeah. You know,
Glenn.
yeah. But yeah, so you know, he takes a heavy touch. So do you think it's a lucky goal or it's a good goal?
There's an element of luck, but I'd say it's that work rate. There's the fact that we put teams under that much pressure, and we can kind of force a goal.
Yeah.
But in fairness to Lallana, his finish from that angle, again, he beats their keeper at the near post, and the way he just when he gets it back off Glenn, his finish is it's really confident and it's great. He's been involved in so many goals this season, goals and assists. Really good goal. At that point, I know it's 1-1 and I think that was maybe 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, you know what, it's 1-1 at Anfield. Stoke will be hating the fact they've lost the lead. We know what we're capable of.
Yeah. It's all downhill from there, isn't it? Basically, they yeah, that's us. Do you want to just quickly grab that? Yeah, please. So yeah. Like you say, Lallana's goal wasn't luck. It was a very, very tight angle, and it was a really, really good goal. And I think, yeah, Johnson obviously had some sort of flashbacks from Melwood, didn't he? He just forgot where he was for a second, or maybe he wishes he was back at Melwood. I don't know. And then, and then the next goal was the Firmino goal, isn't it? So yeah, so again, good build-up between him and Milner, but acres of space and then time, isn't he? You know what I mean? He could have, written his autobiography in the time it takes, like, the nearest defender, I think it's Shawcross, to get to him. And at that point, obviously, it's too late, you know what I mean? Like, by that point in the game, Firmino was obviously sobered up from the night before, and he finds the goal, you know what I mean? It's a good finish as well, off both the posts and in. Do you think, again, it was a kind of a gift from Stoke, or it was good from Firmino, or...?
Again, yeah, Stoke's defending, they did give us acres of space, but in fairness, I think that's because Liverpool, there's just so much off-the-ball movement. When you really analyse what our players are doing, one player's on the ball, we're just constantly moving around. It's so difficult for their men to keep close to us. So I think we get a lot of their players out of position, and that's why all of a sudden when it goes back to Firmino, he has that kind of space in front of goal, which I'm not complaining about. Fair play to Milner in the build-up, but Firmino, just a good finish. I think it hits both posts. I'm pretty sure it actually hits both posts on the way in. So here's another one. It's like, oh, heck, is that? Yeah, nice one. But what was key, that's the first half. We've gone 1-0 behind at home in 12 minutes. We didn't have a good start. By half-time, we're going in with a lead. You're just that confident. And I kept on saying at the time, it's great character. It's really, really good character. This is the kind of character that we need, especially after what happened with like Bournemouth and West Ham. But yeah, well done to Firmino. That was a really good goal, and I love the team celebrations, togetherness.
Yeah, I'm the exact same. I think as well, Shawcross goes down far too quickly. I can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to throw himself in front of the ball, but we still got kind of a lot of space to cover. So, but luckily that's the only mistake Shawcross made in the game. So, so then obviously second half. So again. Where are we on? Third goal. The third goal, so cross comes into Origi, Johnson gets a touch, but we're not expecting much there anyway. Good control from Origi, and then again, it's like that was kind of our game plan was, and I feel a bit harsh on Johnson, but was playing out wide and then knocking it in, because like a lot of the goals come from that kind of position, like they'll get knocked in from the channels, and then we score. But Origi crosses it in. Obviously, it's a home goal. But do you think if the defender doesn't, I've written his name now. What's his name? Mbulu, whatever. Anyway, Mbula. The defender kicks it in his own goal, home goal. Do you think if he maybe leaves it or anything? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you know what's coming.
Yeah, I know what's coming. Because that was said at the time, and I would say the build-up, the way Henderson really picks out the pass for Origi well. And like I say, he goes that right flank. But a lot of teams do a toss with Moreno. Like the way we targeted Glenn Johnson that match, so many teams when Alberto Moreno's playing for us down Liverpool's left. Henderson, great pass, and Origi, just really cool. Just that vision, ball across goal. If in fairness, that Stoke defender, I think it's as simple as, well, if I don't touch it, it's going to go to Mane, it's going to be a tap in. Mane's not going to miss from there, as we saw against Everton. Unlucky Everton. But yeah, it's one of those where the Stoke defender, I think he's just hoping for the best. But it's an own goal, but it's come from Liverpool pressure. It's like, penalties on goals, they come from pressure. And it was just a really good team move. I mean, it's too bad Mane wasn't on the end of it, but I mean, he would have been if it wasn't for the Stoke player.
Did we score? I can't remember. A similar goal like that against Man City last season. I can't remember. When we beat them 4-1. Yeah. It was very similar. It comes in and then it was Company or someone who kicks it in. I can't remember. But anyway then. So after that, obviously Liverpool still piling on the pressure. Shawcross, I don't know what he was injecting between his toes before the game. What was he thinking? What a ridiculous pass. He doesn't look, tries to play it safe to his goalkeeper, but instead plays it straight to Sturridge. And to be fair to Sturridge, he's still got, obviously not a lot of work to do, but he's still got to be very clinical, very precise. But he does it, because that's what Sturridge does, right? Beats the goalkeeper, slots it in.
Obviously, massive mistake by Shawcross, and I'm sure Shawcross hates himself for that. If it's any consolation for Shawcross, it wasn't like last minute they're drawing 1-1 and he does that. 3-1 down already, so you can say, well, game was lost. But I was just so happy for Sturridge. When I saw it went to Sturridge, I was like, I really hope he finishes this, because he's so close against Everton. He has scored in the League Cup. People say he hasn't scored this season. He scored 2 against Tottenham in the League Cup. And he's a great player, but when he gets the ball, it's one of those I thought, is he going to go straight for the finish? But he realises how much time he has, and it was just so awesome for him to do it at Anfield as well. Coolly rounds the keeper, and even then the angle is like, well, that can very easily go side post, side net, just in the back of the goal. He does the dance, and I was just so happy for Sturridge, because that 4-1, 71 minutes. That's it. The 3 points are definitely ours. It's kind of like, how many are we going to get now? We won 5, we won 6. But I was just so happy for him, and I really hope he stays till the summer at least. But
yeah, I think he will, to be honest. I think he'll stay for the summer, and then wherever he goes, best of luck to him. And it'd be sad to see him go, but that's what I was going to come on to then. So now, Everton obviously doesn't score, but he plays a pivotal role in our win. And this game, he gets his goal in. He's a very intelligent finisher. It's a very intelligent goal. So, do you think we could see, especially with our run of games, because we've got a lot of games now, Mane will be off to the Cup of Nations. So, do you think we could see sort of like a resurgence in Sturridge? Like, do you think he'd be involved in a lot more games? And maybe then he can, show Klopp what he can really do when he's fully fit, which he hasn't really had the chance to do. And understandably so from Klopp not playing him because, of his, whatever his conditions are, bones made out of glass or, so do you think we could see, almost a Sturridge 2.0 or?
I think we could. I mean, we've seen it with Origi. Origi, as soon as he got his chance, was it 4-4 or 5-5? He went on a great run. And even now, even though he didn't score against Stoke, he got himself an assist. He makes such an impact, and he's having a really good run now, and you can see that confidence as well. But with Sturridge, definitely, I think with Mane potentially going off, and the fact that it's the Christmas period, there's so many games, he's got the goal now, and say, pivotal against Everton, I'd love to see him get a run. I'd love to see him just get on the score sheet a few more times. But, he's such a great lad. I watched the interviews afterwards with, well, obviously with Klopp, but then with Henderson and Sturridge, and, the question was asked about, are you frustrated because you haven't been starting much this season? And Sturridge just said, it's about the team. He's just really, really professional in that interview. And, yeah, I think he's got a real chance of having a run. I'd love to see him have a run, because I think all Liverpool fans love him. I really, really love his work rate. I love him as a person. Really hope he has a run.
Yeah. Because he is, on his day, he is class, You could even say world class. He's definitely in the top echelon of Premier League strikers, but he's just been plagued by injury, and that seems to be what happens to Liverpool strikers, right? It's only really Suarez who wasn't really injured as much. He just
still got suspension.
Well, yeah, his was different issues, right? So we've got like we said, Mane is going, and we've got a lot of games coming up, and there's been talks of buying another player, like another wing. I heard like Chamberlain was on cards, Zaha was on the cards, but you know, if we can keep Sturridge fit, he would be a good replacement, you know, without question. But he's not dependable, is he? So it's one of them. Anyway, so man of the match then. So we'll come on to the end of it. So who was your man of the match for the game?
That's a really difficult one. So if we had, well, 4 different scorers if you include the Stoke defender. Cheers for that. But I'll say it's difficult. I'm going to say Henderson. Henderson, he's involved in the third goal. He's just, if you watch his overall game, like some of the passes, it's not Gerrard-esque but he's really picked up now, like his passing, his tackling, his distribution, and also like that captaincy of, right, I'm in charge, you know, I'm the leader here. You know, Primus on Tapirius, first among equals, and he just has a really good game, just a really solid performance. I couldn't fault him, and he's just been great for us. There are a lot of players, obviously, like in fairness to Mingley, big shout to him because he stops us from going 2-0 down. That's a brilliant save, and not just the fact it's a great save, but the fact he pushes it so it just goes past Crouch, because that's one it's very easy to save, and then Crouch gets a tap in. So that was key. But yeah, for me, it's got to be Henderson. Yeah, just for overall performance. Oh.
Yeah. I was going to give it to Glenn Johnson, but then I remembered he was playing for Stoke. But yeah, him more, despite the controversy in the newspaper, I thought Firmino did really well. You know, he was really pivotal in a lot of the... Like, his kind of short work's really good. Like, his short passing, his first touch passing. It's phenomenal. Obviously, we can't defend what he did. Well, he hasn't been found guilty yet, has he? So, if he has, but, you know. So, who was your man in the match? Please let us know in the comments below. If you want to find out more about this place, if you find out why it's called Cat Alley, let us know. I'd be pretty interested. But
I don't see any cats.
I don't see any cats either. But I'm not interested enough to do the research myself. So if you want to put it on the bottom, the comments below. So next we'll be talking about the Manchester City preview. So we'll see you there. Okay, see you next time. Up the Reds.